As we welcome in the new year, the road ahead is looking very exciting for Dragon Ball Legends. So what I like to do every year is go over my 2024 Legends Limited / Ultra Unit wishlist. This is not exactly what I think is going to come for Legends, but more so what I would want personally to drop during this year. Since we have no idea how they're going to structure their releases for this year, I will simply go with the same number of Ultras and LFs released in 2023, which means 13 LFs and 6 Ultras. So without further ado, let's hop straight into it. So the first one on the list is going to be LF Super Saiyan God Goku. This one can also be considered an Ultra, but for the sake of the video, we'll have him listed as an LF. Honestly, I think he was on my list last year as well, but unfortunately, we just never got him, so I really hope we get to see some sort of premium SSG Goku, whether it be from Battle of Gods or even the TOP. I just need some sort of decent representation of this form because it has been straight up disrespected in this game. Please, Toshi, someone drop a new one and make him super good. Next on the list is going to be LF Super Vegito. Now, you might be wondering why I have LFSV listed here since we already have one in game. Well, basically, I want another one. Super Vegito is of course my favorite character, and the ones we have in game just aren't that great anymore. Ultra SV can still put in the work, but he's just not what he used to be. Basically, what I want him to get is the LF Namek Goku treatment, where they completely remade his LF with modern animations. Either that or simply give him the Kakarot Goku LF animation because we still don't have that animation in the game. I also wanted to include this with Super Vegito since we just recently got our first ever original tag unit, Goku and Bardock. Basically, a tag Vegito and Gogeta would be so amazing. I don't know what the LF can be, but I already know it's gonna look super crisp. And also, if they were to release this type of unit, it definitely would be the headlining anniversary, maybe for the 6th Danny? Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. Next up, we have the LF Family Kamehameha. Now, once again, just like Super Vegito, we already have this LF in game in the form of Goten, but this is easily the worst looking LF in the game, so I wanted to get proper treatment, proper respect for how cool it was in the movie. And they really need to do a good job on the animation. We know they can do it. They've done it multiple times. Modern animation for these units have been very good, so I have no reason to believe they wouldn't kill it. And please give it to Gohan this time. I know they didn't want to do that for when he actually released because it would have been back-to-back LF Gohans, but give it to Gohan. We don't really care about Goten. I know some people like Goten, but come on, Gohan was pretty much the main character of that movie, so he deserves the LF for this Family Kamehameha. Next, we have LF Kaioken ×4 Goku. Can you believe we actually don't have this Goku in game? Like, this is one of the most iconic scenes in the whole franchise, and this is easily one of the most iconic beam clashes across any anime. And we have the Gallic Gun Vegeta, maybe not the specific Gallic Gun Vegeta, we don't have that as the LF, but we have Ape Vegeta who represents that Vegeta, but we don't have this Goku. We have a sparking version of him, a transforming Kaioken Goku, but we don't have that iconic Kamehameha, right? So we need this in game. I know there's gonna be a couple Gokus in this list. I know many people don't really want that many Gokus since 2023 was just filled with LF Gokus, but you gotta understand that this is the main character of the series, right? He's going to be getting units regardless of whether they've been dropping a lot of them or not. He's going to get units regardless, right? So they know he can make money and they're just going to keep releasing as many Gokus as possible, and you just got to shut up and accept it. So that's what it is. Kaioken Goku is definitely making my list because I personally love that scene, so I would love to see an LF version of him. Moving on, we have LF Fusion Zamasu. Now Fusion Zamasu, since we already have a sparking version of him in game, has one of the coolest looking models in game, like a white aura, the fucking halo or whatever circle thing in the back. The model for this character is so good, and I have no doubt in my mind an LF or an Ultra version of this guy would absolutely cook. There's still a lot of animation they can use from the anime, like that red light attack. I don't know what it is, but they can use that. They can make his, his purple Susanoo thing into the LF because that's obviously going to be his LF. There's just so much animation they can do. They can even go the route of making original animations for him, but like I said, there's still a lot that they can use from. It's just, this guy is gonna have so much cool animations, and if he's an Ultra, the Ultra intro is gonna look so good. But for this list, of course, we're gonna keep him as an LF just so we can fit the number count. And since we're on the topic of Fusion Zamasu, another one would be LF Tag Goku Black and Zamasu. Now you can combine these two together, since the peak scenario, the absolute best case scenario, would be an LF Tag Goku Black and Zamasu that fuses into Fusion Zamasu. Now, obviously, we haven't seen any sort of fusion mechanic, and I'm pretty sure they have been trying to see if they could implement it, but the fact that we got Revival Picut into Gogeta kind of indicates that's the route they want to take, where the fusion just happens as a revival animation instead of just a full-on fusing mechanic, because that's an easy way for them to just incorporate fusion in the game, right? Tag Goku Black and Zamasu, probably the most anticipated tag unit at this point, since we got a lot of them already. I hope they deliver it this year because Future is slowly starting to run out of units that they can use. So this is an easy no-brainer for the Future buff. Next up, we have LF Buhan. I'm honestly surprised that we don't have an LF Buhan, considering I would say he's probably the most popular variation of Majin Buu. And we already have an LF Kid Buu, right? Buhan would be the no-brainer next LF version to drop for Buu. It could either be Buhan or Buu Tanks. I would rather prefer Buhan just because, you know, he gets his ass beat by Super Vegito, so that's why I prefer Buhan. But a transforming maybe Buu Tanks to Buhan. I believe Dokkan has like an LR similar to that or something like that. I don't know. But that would be cool as well. We don't really have a usable Buu Tanks because the only one we got was complete trash. And we did get a red Buhan, I believe what was last year after the 4th anniversary. And he just, you know, he was good on release, but he just didn't age very well. So I would like proper representation from this guy as well. Green Buhan during the 1st anniversary was very good. Unfortunately, he released at the worst time, literally alongside SV, who was anti-region, and he was purple, and he was the best unit in the game. Like, you could run Buhan, but he was not seeing any playtime whatsoever, unfortunately. So give this guy proper respect, even though the anime completely shat on him with Super Vegito. I just think he deserves a new unit. Buhan is the strongest villain from the original Z, so I think he definitely deserves some proper respect and give him an LF or even an Ultra if they want to go that route, but I would personally prefer an LF. Next up, we have LF Z Broly. So we do have an LF Dragon Ball Super Broly and we have an Ultra Dragon Ball Z Broly, but we don't have an LF Z Broly. Now, I think Z Broly is definitely the most popular version of Broly, and so the fact that we don't even have one single LF Z Broly is kind of crazy, since there's literally 3 movies with him. I mean, 2 if you want to exclude Bio Broly. If they were to drop an LF version of this guy, it wouldn't be from the first movie. Now, it could be, but I think it makes more sense for it to be from the second coming Broly, because the attack he does against the Family Kamehameha would definitely be the LF animation for it. It would look pretty cool. Like, they could obviously make one from the first movie. I think it would just look absolutely cool. He is one of the best villains from Dragon Ball Z, so he definitely needs some shine here. Next, we go over to LF Super Baby 2. This is my nod to all you GT fans. You definitely deserve an LF Super Baby 2. There really isn't any, isn't any sort of LF villain from GT, right? Because we have Baby, Super 17, and Omega Shenron, and there's none of them as an LF version. I would argue Super Baby 2 is easily the most popular and fan favorite villain from GT, so he definitely deserves to be the first villain LF from GT as well. I've been seeing a lot of people say that he can actually be the next LF coming in January, and he can probably work as like a 17 but for GT, because they would definitely need something like him for the GT tag. That would actually make a lot of sense. And with Battle Hour coming up, a lot of people are speculating, you know, Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Goku to be the Battle Hour LF, or I guess they want him to be the Battle Hour LF. A Super Baby 2 dropping out on early January would be actually very cool and very good for the GT tag that did not get any single buff throughout 2023, which is insane to me. So they definitely need some love, and I think a Super Baby 2 Grade Ape, Golden Grade Ape would be his LF animation, similar to the Ape Vegeta. Would be absolutely cool. Like I keep saying, GT definitely needs some love, so that's why I have him here on my wish list, because, you know, I'm looking out for all you GT mains. You definitely need some crumbs every now and then, so this is gonna be it for you guys. Next, we move on to LF Android 21. Now, this is a interesting one because she is from a game, right? She's a game original from Fighters. I don't know how that would work with them incorporating an LF version of it, but I'm pretty sure if they're able to drop Android 21 in the game, they can also drop an LF version of them, right? I don't think there shouldn't be any conflict there, or whatever the case may be. But an LF Android 21 is definitely a unit that I would like to see, because Android 21 is a cool character, obviously. You know, she's a game original character, and she's probably easily the most popular game original character. So seeing an LF Android 21 would be really cool. You know, she can help the girls tag, which really isn't a main tag that they want to buff, but, you know, she could help them. But mainly she would be helping Regen and Androids, right? Not only would she be a decently hyped unit, but also a really good buff to all her existing teams. So I think this would be a W release for 2023. Next up, we have LF Kefla. I do think LF Kefla was on my list last year, but we just did not get a new one. During that year, we did get like the Zenkai for the green one, and we did get a free-to-play purple one, which was cool, but I want a new Kefla, an LF Kefla, which would be really cool. You know, like I said, she would help girls, she would help fusions, you know, I'm a fusion main, so LF Kefla would be awesome, and of course, she would help uni reps that doesn't really need help, but she would still buff the team, right? Because I know there are a lot of Kefla fans out there. You know, I'm not the biggest Kefla fan, but I do think she's pretty cool, kind of. Most people just remember her from being absolutely stunted on by Ultra Instinct Saiyan Goku. She's literally the equivalent of Buhan in the Buu arc. Buhan is just there to make Vegito look cool, and I think Kefla is the same. She's just there to make Ultra Instinct Saiyan Goku look absolutely cool. I think she absolutely performs that role extremely well. So just for that, I believe she deserves an LF, and I hope to see her this year. Next on the list, we have LF Final Flash Super Vegeta. This is a unit that I thought was going to drop so many times throughout the year and last year, but they just never dropped him. There was perfect occasions for them to drop this, but we just never got this guy. So I really hope we do see him in 2023. Not only do we never get a Vegeta buff, but this guy easily could fit the LF for Super Vegeta, because that is one of Vegeta's most iconic forms when he just gave Cell the works. So he would definitely be a perfect option for an LF. So I really hope Vegeta gets a lot of love going into 2023, because Goku has just been getting all the love during this year, so I hope they share some of that with Vegeta. Now, the final LF I want to talk about is a kind of interesting one, because I don't really know who it's going to be, but I'm pretty sure they would do an LF for this. And it's an LF unit from Dragon Ball Daima. Yes, Dragon Ball Daima is set to release in 2024 in the later half of the year. I think that's around fall. So since we're actually getting the release of Daima alongside the run of Dragon Ball Legends, I think they can easily capitalize on the initial hype of Daima with a release from Daima. It could be like a Kid Goku or a Kid Vegeta, whatever the case may be, or just whatever the main antagonist of the story is. I think they would just go with a Kid Goku, since he probably will appear in the initial episodes of Daima, or whatever the case may be. Either a Kid Goku or just even an adult Goku from Daima. I'm pretty sure there's going to be some pretty nice fight scenes with Goku and Vegeta like we've seen in the trailer, so they could just easily make that into an LF. But I'm pretty sure, I'm fairly certain they're going to try to capitalize on the hype of Daima and drop a unit from that. So I think that's going to be my final LF. I'm pretty sure I went over 13. If I went over a bit less, I apologize, but that's 13 LFs. Now let's go through all the Ultras. The first Ultra I want to talk about is going to be Ultra Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Super Saiyan 3 Goku across this game has been just disrespected nonstop, and it's unfortunate, especially for people like Ryuden, who are very big Super Saiyan 3 enjoyers, and they just keep getting shafted and shafted on this character, right? So I really hope this Ultra Super Saiyan 3 Goku actually becomes a really good unit. Now, if they were to even drop an Ultra version of him, it would probably be from the Buu arc, because we still don't have the iconic Super Saiyan 3 transformation in game, right? It would probably be in a form of an Ultra intro, but if they want to make it into a transformation, I'm completely fine with that. I would rather see it as an intro, because that would be super clean, but as an actual transformation, I'll completely be fine with it. But we definitely need an Ultra Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Next, we have Ultra Frieza. Now, this is obviously a no-brainer, because Frieza is probably the most popular villain in the show, probably alongside, you know, Goku Black or something. But the fact that we don't even have an Ultra Frieza is just insane to me, because he definitely deserves one. I would probably think that this would be a final form Frieza, because that's probably the most recognizable one, but it would be from Namek Saga. Imagine this Frieza is first form Frieza and he goes through each one of his transformations. That would be absolutely amazing, because we still don't have any sort of multi-transforming units, right? We only have a unit that can transform from one state to another once, right? Like, you know, base to Super Saiyan, or Super Saiyan to Super Saiyan Blue, something like that, right? So we don't have multi-transforming units. Now, I don't think multi-transformations are on their agenda. If it is, that would be cool. But I think Frieza and the unit that we're going to discuss about right after are prime candidates for them to incorporate this mechanic. Now, the next one, like I said, is a prime candidate as well for multi-transformation, and it's going to be Cell. So an Ultra Cell would be absolutely crazy, right? Ultra Kid Buu is the only DBZ villain that we have as an Ultra from the original manga arcs, right? From Saiyan Saga, Namek Saga, Cell Saga, and Buu Saga. I don't know if they would want to go with like Perfect Cell or Perfect Form Cell, since, you know, there is a distinction between them. But since we're talking about Ultra Cell, it's only fair that we also talk about Ultra FSK Gohan, or Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, one of the most anticipated Ultras to come for this game, right? I've also wanted to include FSK as another LF option, because I kind of want a remastered version of LF FSK Gohan as well. But I think him as an Ultra would be a lot better, just because obviously we don't have the iconic Super Saiyan transformation as an animation in the game yet. So that's going to either be his intro animation, or if they want to make him transforming, that's going to be his transformation. I would lean more towards the intro. So that would be absolutely crazy. And just some sort of new FSK Father Son Kamehameha as the ultimate with arts action, of course, just like UVB. If you haven't seen my concept video on FSK Gohan, make sure you guys go check that out. But I added in arts action mechanic for this ultimate as well, because I think it would fit very well for this unit. If they were to release him, I can see him drop for the anniversary, though I do think there's another candidate that we're going to talk about that's better suited for the anniversary. But if it's not anniversary, then I can see him for festival. So I definitely think they can drop him during a celebration. But even if they don't and they drop him around like a random month, maybe like a download celebration or something like that, I would be perfectly fine with that as well. Next, we come over to Ultra Majin Vegeta. You know I have to include some sort of Ultra Vegeta since we already have, what, 3 Ultra Gokus, but no Ultra Vegeta outside of the free-to-play one, but we don't really talk about him. But Ultra Majin Vegeta would be the best version of Majin Vegeta we could see as an Ultra. Another one I can see is probably Ultra Big Bang Vegeta, so when Vegeta first transforms into Super Saiyan, that'll be an absolutely amazing version to make him into an Ultra. But I think the majority of people would rather see a Majin Vegeta because Majin Vegeta is just that guy, right? Final Explosion as the ultimate would look sick. Please, Legends, we need some more Vegeta representation going into 2024. And finally, for our final Ultra, I'm pretty sure you guys were wondering when I was going to say this guy, but Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Yes, the unit that was supposed to drop during Legends Festival, but we didn't get him. So now we have to cope and hope that he comes for the 6th anniversary, which makes a lot of sense because if we actually take a look at the anniversary timeline, first anime we got Super Vegeta, second anime we got VB, and then third anniversary we got Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Then if we go to 4th anniversary, Ultra SV, 5th, Ultra VB, it only makes sense for the 6th anniversary to be Ultra G4. It would work perfectly on the timeline and it'd make a lot of sense. And he would slot easily on the Fusion Warriors team, which is what I'm going to be using. So I'm super excited for this guy. His animations are going to be crispy. I've wanted to use a new G4 for so long. And so I really hope that they actually deliver for the 6th anniversary. And I have no doubt in my mind that this guy is going to look absolutely crispy. So that's going to be my 2024 Legends Limited / Ultra Unit wish list. Definitely drop a comment letting me know who's your most anticipated LF and who's your most anticipated Ultra Unit for this upcoming year. 2023 has been an absolutely amazing year for Legends, and I hope 2024 is just as good. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe. That's it's so important, so don't forget. Alright, have a great day. See ya.